2013 was a quite challenging year for us. Indeed, we did quite well on the volatility side, but we have been affected after Mr. Bernanke's speech in May. Let's say that all our range on the equity side, as well on the bond side, have been affected, especially because of the outflow in the emerging world. So on the bond side, as well on the equity one, we were not very comfortable at the time. Well, what we did very right last year, at the beginning of the year, was the fact that we sold our line in commodity and our main positions in direct in the emerging world. What we did not do so well is the fact that the cash, we reinvested it in our defensive universe and our defensive lines. And as those lines have been affected after Mr. Bernanke's speech, as well on the equity side of the bond one, it would have been better to stay cash for a while, that's for sure. But we are very pleased that we sold our main position in the emerging and the commodity world at the beginning of last year. That helped us a lot in this year. In 2013, even if we cut some of our different lines in the commodity side and emerging world at the beginning of the year, the point is that all our range was too much focused on the global growth. We should have been more focused on the European side, on the European universe. The point is that at the time, our European funds were not doing so well, so it was quite difficult for us to invest in a universe through some funds that we did not do so well. Since then, things have changed. The team has been renewed in our European funds, and it's honestly a universe that we can easily play now, much more at least than last year. So this is the main focus, as well as the fact that some change has been done also through all our range of funds. Some change has been done even in big funds like Carmignac Investment, where the European partner is a better big part of the fund as it was before. So if we play it again, the point is that we should have more opportunities today to get a better performance, to do a better performance than last year at the same times. Well, we are quite optimistic for this coming year indeed. Well, we are quite confident with the growth in the States. That should be very comfortable in a way. We are also confident, not as well as in the States for Europe. We expect a slow growth, but at least a growth. That's for sure that big states like France are not taking big measures to change things. So it could be heavy, but at least positive. Then, on the emerging world, I would say that there things are changing in a way. That's not a universe we can play now in a global aspect. No, we have to be very selective, very stock picking to take a market world. But there are countries that we really do like a lot, like Mexico, for instance, like even China. Yes, the growth there is not so big as it was in the past, but still a good growth. And some countries like India, where the political aspect should play a good role in terms of change, or in what we play in some of our funds, the small countries like Colombia, for instance. So in the global things, we are quite positive for this year. What we are very careful with is the fact that the growth in the state doesn't have to be too big. It has to be in a kind of average. If it's too big, that could imply some change again in the emerging world and so on. But that's something that we just play like, we look at that like the milk on the fire, But it's our job to do it, and all the team is focusing on it. So optimistic for this year, but we think that it will still be a quite volatile year.